Okay. Sure. So... Not... okay, no, hold on. That's the wrong... Is that the wrong one? Find what's killing the villagers from Downward. Yeah. Where is this hillock of which you speak? Down here. Another question mark over there. Yeah, we haven't yet been in that area. I know we were talking about exploring these buildings here a while ago. Well, a medium while ago. But then we happened across the orphans of Crookback Bog and Granny rather unexpectedly and got a little distracted, and I think we might have said that we wanted to double back at some point to check it out, but I'm not sure if we ever actually did or not. So this might be an opportunity to do just that. Let's check this out here. It would be to either side, I think, that we would find such a place. What? There are people here. I feel like you are probably not friendly. Yeah, you know, your name is Bandit. You know, if I were to name my child Bandit, maybe you're setting them up for a certain type of lifestyle, right? Each their own, I suppose. Somehow you blocked fire with a wooden shield. Let's not ask too many questions here, but you know, it does seem a little off. What did you say? Say that again. Say that again. I'll show you what that fire is all about. Or not. Or not. Alright, buddy, old pal. That's enough of that. Yeah. No thanks. So, this seems like the beat down area that might have, well, it's just a little bit too far away to have been a part of the same village. Also looks like it is, well, not as functional as it might have once been. These buildings don't appear to be fairly usable anymore. Anything inside? Oh! I didn't realize that was bad smoky stuff.
Damn, you're ugly.
Lots of arrows, perhaps. Yeah, lots of them. Okay. Wasn't necessarily trying to seek out monsters as much as I was trying to see if there was something else, some other reason why. Wait, guys, gotta stop popping up directly on top of you. Does seem like that's kind of a theme of this area. I vaguely remember that that also happened back when we were hanging out with Johnny earlier. Speaking of which, Johnny's home? Right around here? It might be. I think we are starting to get rather close to the Crones of Crookback. Oh, yeah, we are. So I think that could very well be his usual spot. Directly where we're facing is also theoretically something. This here. Moon Tower. Oh, it's gives us a fast travel location. That is nice. Is there anything actually over here, though? Wild dogs or wolves over there. That's a ways away. These are just stone slabs, not actually chests or anything of that sort. That, however, looks like it'll have a butter knife. Totally worth it. Confirmed. Eh? Yeah. What is that sound? Not sure we've heard that one before. Ah, is that a water hag of some sort? It seems. Now, those are the enemies I do want to make a point of fighting, because they do have valuable crafting materials that we've not had the chance to get much of. That actually... Where's this path lead? That looks like it's more significant than... It actually goes back to downward? Well, this is technically in the right direction, if we were to point back in the opposite direction here. Oh. For this quest, at least. Alright, I've also lost track of where that water hag we were eyeing before went. Eh? I think it might have been over there, but let's just go to the primary quest in that case. Appears to be right down the middle. These two paths. But there was also, and I suspect it's probably that big tree there. There was also a question mark though. Went past that one. Let's maybe, that looks weird. Like a circle of stones. Let's mark that. Go a little bit to the side. And might encounter some extra stuff along the way in that case.
Looks like rain.
Thank you, Geralt. This looks like a... No, not a cave. For a second it looked like it was going to be. Flattens out quite a bit. Oh! That's quite a sound. There is... Oh, just a drowner or two. That's not really anything. Anything in the pool? Nah. That doesn't sound good. That might even be where we're headed. Probably is.
Place of power.
Ah,
Should draw from it.
And some kind of entrance. Okay, let's save here. And go place of power first. Ideally, if we could make it around this wall. Whispering Hillock we have now found as well. It is probably this. Maybe that whispering is really a bit more like a shouting.
Be gone.
Oh.
Come no closer.
I mean, I actually didn't want to, actually.
I know whence you come.
Actually wanted to do this other stuff first.
Be gone.
Oh, it's a werewolf!
Be gone.
How you like that silver?
I do actually very much want to fight werewolves.
Relax.
Except that hurt a lot. Wow. not block / dodge absolutely everything. You are very large. I don't know if you're going to be like as powerful as the mini boss werewolf, or mini boss, like actual boss werewolf that we fought previously. Okay, so this could be tough. We're actually higher level than you guys. I do think you regen HP very quickly, and we could potentially opt to use. Is it cursed oil or is it beast oil? I could actually check. I think it's cursed. Werewolves. The answer is moon dust, devil's puffball, cursed oil, yeah, and igni actually. Okay, so why don't we apply? Not that one. I assume we have cursed oil. Hope so. If not, we could just resort to Hangman's Venom. Yes, it's enhanced, in fact. Okay, nice. In theory, that should make a bit of a difference here. And we might finally get that second werewolf mutagen. Fingers crossed. Please don't regenerate HP or summon a bazillion friends.
Who are you?
Great question. Here is the place of power.
Be gone. Be gone.
One moment while I attempt to actually take this place of power. There we go. Okay. Now that means we should be able to finally be able to craft the werewolf. What was it? Decoction? I think. Yes, because now we finally have 2 werewolf mutagens. So that seems like that is an okay thing to do at this stage. That's nice. After that's been teasing us for so long. And then we still have, of course, Cat that we could do. That was why I wanted to try to track down the Water Hag. We were not successful. We did pick up the Place of Power, which means that we should have another skill point to use here. And with said skill point, most recently, we upgraded, what was it, the Axii? Could potentially go to the next round of Axii, which, what does that do? Alternate mode, targeted enemy briefly becomes an ally. Oh, we did see this. We did see this. Out of curiosity, as we go further down, Axii intensity, and 2 opponents can be influenced by Axii at the same time. The effect is weaker. Okay. I'm thinking that stuff doesn't sound immediately helpful to us. Well, I mean, having Axii actually make enemies into allies could be quite helpful, don't get me wrong. But, seemed like things were... The primary reason we were doing that was to get the influence in conversations. Might be time for us to revisit going the attack route. It's been a long time. I think these might have even been the first 5 skills we took, or at least the first 3, maybe even 4. So maybe we go for strength here, the strong attack. Like I said, I very rarely use it, but it's been a while since we've upgraded anything in here, and if we want to be able to use subsequent more powerful upgrades, then we will need to invest more in the combat tree. So I think for that reason, that is a good reason to throw stuff in there. And can we climb up this? Oh! I know what's killing the villagers. Explore the cave, that is also an option, but let's just double check, like, what are we technically supposed to do next? Seems like explore the cave is fine. That is, theoretically, still an option. Given how we fought a werewolf outside
The
here,
powers that protect me.
I
They
think...
sense whence you come.
Oh, weird. I think we're gonna find a lot of werewolves in here. This, we might be able to igni, or maybe archer? like this odd thumping sound, like a heartbeat. It is a little bit unnerving. Yeah, I would have thought we'd be able to go through there, but apparently not at this stage. Where these moving tree branches will stop us. So let's head over here. Might be able to dive under and double back a bit to make it happen. That could be the case. Yes, it seems so. Were we technically supposed to do that or not? I'm not sure. Oh, except was that... Oh no, I take it back. That was just like the way we came in. Okay, now that was silly. Is there actually any merit to that strategy? I don't think so. Do those bubbles give us breath? That would be cool. No, I don't think so. We actually did not surface there. So let's get out further here, Geralt, where we actually can. Because that'd be nice. We'll ultimately need to dive down below, and looks like we can cut a corner here. Trying to keep an eye out for potentially things down below that might be lootable. So, at least at first glance, I did not see any such indications. Some murmurs on the other side here. I think there's no way we're making it through here without fighting people. And thinking we might be about to figure out your secret here.
Why have you come? Why spill this blood? Are you here to grant me death? Or is my freedom your wish?
Oh! Not what I expected to see. What the heck? Maybe I can free you. Why was I attacked? Lots of questions right now. What the heck is going on, first and foremost?
Who are you?
I abandoned my circle, where I had kept the balance. The crones killed me, and cursed my ghost.
Never heard of a druid circle in Velen.
I wander eternally through a maze of vows, helplessly sliding over us.
Okay, so you basically kind of sort of betrayed your peers? What do you know about the Crones?
Must know the Crones pretty well.
They are Velen's curse.
Oh.
They hear all through severed ears. They weave hair and twist lives. They take their strength from the broth of human flesh.
Okay, but I mean, you did also have people try to attack us just then. Or maybe that was just in self-defense, but I don't know. Let's still be a little skeptical here. This is an odd being that we find ourselves talking to right now, and maybe we ought to be a little distrustful.
Why did they kill you?
The crones want this land. They'd rule the wood alone. I stood in their way. I had to die.
But why? And also, why was I attacked?
I was attacked.
This is my prison. A fortress besieged. Murderers I await, and my forest protects me.
Murderers?
Murderous sisters killed my body. Now my soul they hunt, for I defy them.
So it seems that we have a bit of a rivalry of sorts between these two. We have the Crones, who want to take over sole possession of the swamp. And then we have this being that we have now met. that supposedly was not willing to let that happen. And we met the crones earlier, and they were maybe not the most kind of folk. And so maybe that might be a reason to not want to get too close to them, but also a reason not to make them mad at us. But as for this person, or whatever I'm supposed to refer to you as, I don't know. Do we really want to be freeing you? I guess freeing you is actually freeing you from your curse, in which case it might actually mean killing you? I'm not sure.
You claim to be imprisoned. How so?
I am bound here in fetters of magic. I wandered endlessly, a labyrinth of thieves. The children, I know all. I know what awaits them. Free me, please. I must help.
If something threatens the orphans, I'll help them myself.
The children have been taken. Free me,
Huh?
please.
So you're gonna have to be a lot more specific.
A gallop unchained. I shall save them. Only
Yeah, like
I
specifics. See, like, I get it, because you're trying to make the point that you know better than the crones. Crones are not great. Definitely, they have their flaws. But you don't exactly look like Miss Perfect either. So, could you perhaps... Kids in the clearing are in danger. Yeah, could you, like, elaborate on that part?
Why do you think the kids from the meadow are in danger?
The sisters took them. They shall not return.
Where'd they take them? I can help.
It is done already. It cannot be undone. There are no rules to Ard Serpent.
Ard's the name of the
They shall
sign.
all die. Let them be saved.
I feel like we've asked a very similar question to this, but if you can give us any more information, and perhaps stop being so cryptic, maybe we could start to come to a decision.
The crones. What do you know about them?
The sisters are older than the oldest trees. Velen is their realm. All life here serves them.
So they run the show.
Sisters live concealed. You will not find them. They hear all. You cannot hide.
Hey, yikes. So, I'll help you would of course mean we're helping this thing. I don't believe you would mean we're siding with the crones. I gotta think this over. I don't know how that would fly. Saying that, you know, we're not so inclined to make a decision right now. I'm not sure what's gonna change our minds though, short of going back to that area and trying to speak to maybe Granny again and see if she can give us some more information, though she is equally cryptic. And as for whether she'd allow us to speak to the crones and maybe the crones would have a reaction to this, that might be the case. Maybe that's worth investigating. Let's see if we can give that a shot. We did hear the sound effect of getting a quest update as we were in the middle of this conversation, which presumably was going to be something saying something along the lines of like, hey, pick who to side with. But maybe we can get more information here. Hopefully, but I'm not sure.
I can't decide just yet.
You must come back. Free me. I beg you. Beware my sentries. They stand guard still.
Okay, so we've learned more about the Whispering Hill. Let's see what the heck quest update says here. Find out what's killing the villagers of Downward. Yes. Information found. Oh, but this is not a new description, is it? Witcher ventured into the swamps, determined to find the bog-dwelling witch and ask her about Ciri. We did that. We found the crones. Read the ladies of the wood. Huh. let's see if maybe we can get some information. I don't even know. Ghosts in the tree, I guess this must be the entity that we are speaking to. Whispering Hillock. If the world were not as it is, but as it should be, this name would denote a place of hidden nooks and lovers sharing heartfelt lives and hushed voices. Instead, it stood for danger and terror, for a place where wild animals, driven by some mysterious power, had killed many an inhabitant of Downward. So, bear that in mind. It seems as though this entity has directed the wildlife here to be aggressive and has led to some civilian casualties. So, if we're thinking about, who is more innocent, then that's definitely a strike against the ghost in the tree. Like I was saying before, the crones certainly have many strikes against them as well. However, Geralt agreed to investigate the problem and soon discovered the animals were controlled by a spirit entrapped in a tree growing atop the hill. Yeah, so confirmed. Aggressive animals controlled by this being. The spirit spoke to him in a woman's voice. The way that is phrased suggests that it may specifically be choosing to use a woman's voice as if that's a way to try to disarm us, when in truth it's really this demonic entity with some, foul intentions that we might have more readily recognized if it were speaking its true voice. Claimed to have once been a druidess who had kept watch over the Velen Grove until the crones murdered her and imprisoned her ghost in the tree. Forces of nature she had once served now protected her from the fiendish sisters' further designs. The unfortunate locals had died as collateral damage. Is that true, though? For the spirit attested, nature's wrath is unrestrainable and distinguishes not between unwary innocents and unwelcome ill-wishers. So the ghost is trying to say that basically I'm siding with nature. You should go my route, because this is like the way things ought to be. Spirit begged Geralt to lift her curse and free her from her torment. See, but what does that mean? Because you're technically already dead. And you are trapped here. Your soul is trapped here. And you're cursed. So freeing you would presumably mean your spirit goes free, and then you would cease to exist, I would assume, but it's not going to be that simple, right? In exchange, she promised to rescue the orphans from the swamp clearing, who would otherwise face a cruel death at the hands of the crones. Yeah, I feel like yes, the crones did not look good, and they had the, hooks and blood altar thing in the basement of their house, which didn't send the best signals in terms of what the future of those children might be. But at the same time, Granny is watching over them, and Granny doesn't seem to want them to come to any harm. However, Granny is more or less like a thrall of the crones, so if the crones really wanted her to sacrifice the children, then maybe that would still end up happening. It just seems like neither of these people or entities seem terribly trustworthy right now, so this is really tough. I don't know. What's up, Foxo? Yeah, I'm not sure in that case. Because in some ways, I find myself leaning toward the crones. I feel like that's in large part because we met them first, and so it feels like they are sort of the people that we ought to be siding with. However, if we had met the ghost in the tree first, I feel like I probably would have been more trusting in that case. Because here I feel like the ghost in the tree is, for the most part, just trying to trick us. Now, obviously, there's some trickery at play here. There's no way it's as simple as just freeing the ghost. Everything is all fine and dandy from there on out. but I don't know. I mean, Granny is probably gone. She's probably no more. Yes, we did check that out. I would assume that Granny probably gets destroyed in one way or another if we were to side against the Crones. And I feel like she has the potential to be a powerful ally because she has a lot of information that we would like to have. Help. I mean, remember, our primary quest here is to find Ciri, and Granny was being kind of coy about it, but we have reason to suspect that she is the witch that supposedly caught sight of Ciri. I think she might have even admitted it at one point, once we finally got her to fess up a little bit more. And that would mean that, presumably, she would have more information than this ghost, and would be more valuable to us for that reason. Unless this ghost, you know, is saying like, oh, well, I'm part of nature, and therefore I can see and hear it. Well, I mean, she's kind of saying that about the Crones, but... That kind of leads me to believe that we might not want to side with this spirit, even if, from a moral standpoint, I feel like you might have a better case going with this spirit, but at the same time, I think that for the purpose of helping us with our quest, I think that the Crones are probably more helpful to have on our side. So it seems like one of those things where there's probably not an objectively correct answer. I'm gonna save here, just in case. This is probably one of those things where you don't really want to save scum this, because this is an important decision.
I've been waiting. You've returned. Your decision. I long to be free once more.
Yeah, but see, like, you haven't really explained what you're gonna do when you're free, other than supposedly magically save these children, who may or may not be in danger. I mean, like I said, the Crones, they don't look like they're up to good stuff there, but we didn't have any direct a lot of indirect indications that the children were maybe not going to be so great, but nothing that explicitly said, like, okay, well, they are going to be sacrificed right now, or they're going to go to this hard whatever place. So you might be making that up, you might not be. But I have a strong impression that as soon as we free you, you're going to be like, surprise, actually, I'm here to wreak havoc, and now everyone in the village is going to die, and it's all because of you, so thanks, see you later. So I kind of don't believe you.
I don't believe you, Spirit. Too many claim you're evil. Your words alone, not enough.
And that is true.
And against you will rise all the powers of nature.
So this, I'm assuming, yeah, is going to lead to some fighting, of course. It's just some Kriga workers, then no problem. Oh, the tree's hard. Not sure how we actually damage it. Must live. We learn more about it here, even, perhaps? We saw a Draconid earlier. Or Forktail, rather. More specifically. And I suppose we did learn about it for that reason. Forktails. Pah! Tails are more like levers. Donovan Buck, veteran of the Mahakam Volunteer Regiment. Forktails owe their quaint name to the long, sharp growths at the tip of their tails. We did see that a bit. A blow from this weapon can slice an oaken shield in two, along with the arm that was carrying it. Thus, though its name conjures images of cutlery, fighting a forktail is nothing like a dinner party, and ends in death rather than dessert. And then, as we suspected, I think Ard is the way to go, and Draconid oil, given how it is Draconid. Okay. But what I want to see is, do we find there's any entry, tells us how we are supposed to fight this enemy here. So, it's summoning Intrigas, which I suppose are kind of nature-y. That makes some sense. If anything, it'd probably be a Spectre, right? Oh, you're not showing up there. Okay, so, yeah, not totally sure how we deal damage to the heart, because this seems to be... Oh, like this. Is the answer. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so, I mean, again, from a role standpoint, it makes sense. You had a case. But it was going to be really hard, I think, for you to be able to be as valuable to us as the Crones would be. Unless, you know, you had some secret thing that you were capable of doing that you'd tell us about. You just, ultimately, you didn't make a good enough case for yourself, basically. That's what it came down to. You needed to be more specific. We have reason to believe that the Crones are helpful to us, at least for the purpose of achieving our quest. Even if we don't like them, they're useful. You might have liked you a little bit more, but you didn't tell us why we should care about you. Or, well, why we should care about you from the purpose of our quest. So, let's check what the update says. Now I suspect we will see that, yeah, tell the Alderman of Downwarn took care of the problem. That would seem to suggest that now Downwarn will be better off as well. Yeah, bear that in mind. Downwarn, theoretically at least, was not doing so well. Is that the Alderman? These random peasants? What are you guys doing out here? It is the Alderman. Oh, he's checking out the werewolf that we were fighting. Was that one of your people?
Solved your problem. Just in case, though, avoid the Whispering Hillock for a while.
Cannot be. Where's something lurking there?
You could say that. You don't want to know. I mean, in some ways, maybe it would be good to keep the... well, he's the leader of the village. Let's give him the information.
An evil spirit had possessed a tree on the hill. It was responsible for the killings.
How'd ye dispel this evil?
Well, yeah, I mean, we fought it.
Some being had come to possess the tree's heart. I destroyed the heart and its inhabitant.
So it were a ghost. Will it be back?
No.
Hopefully. Hopefully not.
The Crones, or the Ladies of the Wood as you call them, said to remind you about payment. Take it you know what they want?
Aye, I do. Give me the dagger. Be back soon.
Hey. Something tells me this is gonna involve blood. Perhaps in a very gruesome way. I suspect that is the case. Yeah! Hey!
There's payment. Take it to the ladies, will you?
What the hell was that?
'Tis our pact. You're a stranger. You don't know life here. It's honest pay for their protection.
So, all those ears in the woods...
Oh, it was
Put it out
literally...
of your mind, master.
Yeah.
You soon be leaving, and we must tarry on. Our young'uns and their young'uns after 'em. No gods nor masters watch over Velen. The land is no man's. He who wants to survive must seek his own protectors.
Okay. If you say so. Oh yes, a whopping 12 experience points. Let's go. And we got some boots! And let's just, you know, not pay too much mind to the ear that we are putting on the stone. Hey, friends. Please don't make us regret choosing you. Oh dear, those are the actual crones.
Sheathe your weapon, young man.
He's even lovelier in real life.
In real life, you're different than you were in the tapestry.
Yeah.
Well, bring it here.
Hey. Oh, well that's pleasant.
You can bring it, not only.
You're gonna eat it? Oh, putting it around your necklace? Well, that's also weird. So what was the mark that appeared on her hand? That was odd. So hey, crones, how are you?
Never seek to cross us again.
Oh, wait, helped you.
We shall forgive you this transgression for
Are
your
you referring to
Your
Granny?
children are plump as piglets, sweet as caramel.
But now we must talk to our white-haired friend.
Yeah, okay, you're referring to her. Now, us?
The woman who cares for the kids.
She's a debt to pay. She is here by choice.
What is her deal, though?
She's insane.
She knew what our pact entailed when she made it. We helped her. She promised to serve. Now she bears our mark. Belongs to us.
Okay, that's the
Come.
mark on her hand, probably,
It is
then?
another woman who interests you. Speak, white-haired one.
Yeah, so... Lots of questions again. Definitely lots of questions. You look a little... different. Yeah, that's one way to
You
phrase
was
it.
different in the tapestry.
We're all dressed up just for you.
Oh, thanks. But what's the occasion?
If you only knew how much time we spent in front of the glass.
Do you desire us?
But, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, you know the actual reason why we're here.
You know why I'm here. You know what I want.
You shall dream of us and return for what you reject. They always come back.
You sure about that? But yeah, I mean, well, we kind of knew that they were using us, so it was a favor we were doing for them to return the favor at some point.
You used me to tame the Whispering Hillock. A lot of work.
Not free, brave soul.
Did you destroy the evil powers?
You did.
Have you brought peace to our domain?
As for whether or not that was worth it.
Yes.
Or whether we should have gone the other
Fortunate to
route.
have found so brave a knight, so able.
Suppose so. So, yeah, but like, several questions about the tree and about the kids.
Whose spirit was trapped in the tree?
That of one who once cheated death.
Yeah, that was, that spirit was not a
But she
fan
couldn't
of yours.
deceive you, brave knight.
You've rid the world of a great evil.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it doesn't mean a lot coming from you. But at the same time, not sure things would have been much better if we had sided with that spirit. I do wonder if we could ask about the kids if we...
You used me
Talk
to
about
tame
this
the
again?
Whispering Hillock. A lot of work.
Not free,
So I know this is going to be
brave
a
soul.
repeat, but I am deliberately doing this because
Did you
can we
destroy
learn
the
more
evil
about what,
powers?
if anything,
Have you brought
they
peace
actually
to our
intended to do with the
domain?
kids, or was that all a lie on the spirit's part?
Yes.
So fortunate to have found so brave a knight, so able.
Yeah, so this.
What did you need the children for?
We? They needed us. Our care.
Where are they?
They are far away.
Okay, that would suggest that that might have been legitimate.
Their troubles are over.
Yeah. As for whether there's still any chance of getting them back, hard to say. I think there was also another round of questions that we could have asked on this route, but I now forget what it was or how significant it might have potentially been. Let's just check it out for a second here.
In the tapestry.
I know that they're gonna, again, try to hit on us a little bit, but I thought that there was something that was also intriguing that we wanted to ask them about, so just to make sure we're asking all the questions that we can ask, because we did obviously make a pretty significant decision, I assume, when we decided to side with these guys. Oh, that.
I'm impressed. Polymorphism, a rare talent.
Oh, I'd suck every last drop out of you.
Excuse me?
To be woven together with you,
No, thank you.
I'd be your best and last.
Not what I came for.
Yeah. No thanks. So, as for the woman.
Our deal. I did my part, now you do yours.
A word once given, we never break.
Oh, you're right.
The girl, mousy blonde, that's what they call it.
Okay.
Thin as a rail, terrified, exhausted. She could barely stand, the poor thing.
We cared for her as best we could.
Hit you.
Like she was our own daughter.
Yeah, see, that's not really helping. That's just making me more concerned.
She proved a very naughty girl. Mischievous, stubborn, and selfish.
Not sure that I don't necessarily believe you. I mean, like, sure, she probably wasn't doing things that you were terribly fond of, yes, but...
The young woman I seek never hurt anyone without cause.
Yeah.
You've not seen her long. She's changed for the worse.
Why'd she attack you?
She's no longer the girl you once knew. Wrath consumes her.
That may be. But most importantly, where is she now?
Don't believe you. They say you always keep your word, so tell me everything, exactly as it happened.
We shall tell you, brave boy.
Oh. Okay.
We knew someone special in your life. We read beast entrails.
Oh, lovely.
Saw the omens.
We would
Where is
glimpse
Ciri?
her likeness. A mirage in a puddle. She came from the lower swamp.
Yeah, she
We
does
knew
not look good.
At first, it was her the omens had spoken of.
A child of the elder blood. The soul seed that would burst into flame.
She fell into our hands. Elder blood.
The blood of the treacherous.
Oh, dear. Yeah. You might be the last people I'd want messing with Elder Blood.
Does she sleep?
Like a lamb.
Come, sisters. No point in dawdling. The table's set. The cauldron.
Yeah,
bubbling.
you're gonna, like, you know,
You
try
know
to...
she is meant for him.
Oh.
Emlyrith will get her. He will.
Use her blood
But
for
not whole.
bad purposes?
Well said.
That was the Wild Hunt,
We'll
you're just saying.
just
Her
have
blood
a
is for.
sample.
I'll take her feet. Lovely. Plump. Perfect for a broth.
I can taste it already. Very well. Get on with it.
Maybe this is just Ciri.
Oh,
For a second, I thought the Wild Hunt were actually arriving.
Regret it dearly.
Yeah, no, probably a good idea to escape as quickly as you can. They definitely were. It is the Wild Hunt. But yes, Wild Hunt. Oh, what we are playing as Ciri right now. When you play as Ciri, you cannot access the inventory or use signs. She doesn't have access to signs, really. Whoa! Okay, that's our dash, apparently. And the Wild Hunt are chasing us. do here, given how, yep, people are attacking us from portals. Wild hunt people. This is really cool. I did not see this coming. Okay, yep, both our dodge and our roll both involve us doing that. We should be attacking more aggressively because these guys do heal. Drowners, I would like to kind of get the heal together. Speaking of healing, how is our healing, if any? We do have actually quite a bit. Okay, that's good to know. Drowner down. Gonna have anything other than just hunts of the wild, or counter the wild hunt. The sword does seem pretty powerful too. Well, reasonably powerful. Assuming that is an ice attack that will deal damage to us. Not sure what the deal is with how we get these guys to stop showing up. They are, of course, after us. Wander in fog forever. Oh. What? Were we actually supposed to go somewhere specifically? I feel like we must have been supposed to go somewhere specifically, and I completely ignored that because I didn't realize that was a thing. I thought we were just supposed to fight off wave after wave of wild hunt people. Huh. Okay. I should actually check what the quest says here. Admittedly, I did not do. Okay, hold on. When you play Ciri, you cannot access the inventory or use signs, but we can still access this. We can access the map, but we're supposed to be fleeing Bog. That's why. Escape from Kurtbag Bog. Okay, that makes sense. We're running away. Okay, can we mark that spot? We can. Okay, let's do that then. That makes much more sense. That we might end up finding many other types of enemies here beyond just the hounds. This is our spot. Okay, that is very simple if we just opt not to fight anyone. Ooh, okay, we might need to run more. Except probably harder to do from actual riders. Oh, okay. Still running. I think that's going to be a common theme here.
You tried to kill her. Tried to butcher her like an animal and eat her.
Her blood. The taste brought back memories of our youth.
Did it now.
Elder blood. Extraordinary girl. But you know that.
That would do.
Such a shame she fled.
So, sounds like we could theoretically, you know, take that out on the crones, be like, how dare you? And that would be this option here. Or we could say, we'll come back for you. I mean, Ciri is obviously priority number one. I mean, we also know that in all likelihood, immediately after this quest, we're likely to do additional side quests and not actually go chasing after her, as this main story would probably lead us to suggest we ought to do. So, from purely a plot standpoint, this would probably make more sense to say, alright, you know, put aside our petty squabbles for the time being and head straight for Ciri. However, given how we know that that's probably not going to actually be the case, that might mean that we would ought to go this route. Crones are obviously not great. They intended to eat Ciri, so no, they were not trying to protect her or anything of that sort. Nothing like it. Is that reason enough to actually try to fight them? I mean, they have given us the information that we really needed out of them, so we're being cynical and talking to them purely just because they have information that we needed. We have now received that information. We no longer have any reason to need to associate ourselves with these crones, so I'll have to take them out. Let's do it.
You tried to kill her. Can't forgive you for that.
Waste of words.
So I assume they're gonna put up a fight here.
fates are bound true. But now is not the time for that to bear fruit.
Oh.
Now you shall chase shadows and wander midst.
I was kind of thinking that we were gonna fight you right now, and now we just have crones that are mad at us, which, in that
She
case,
will be a mirage.
I'm not a huge fan of the choice we just made.
And if you find her,
The girl will die. She seen you.
Oh, that was
Liked.
extremely unpleasant. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely regret that one. Character added Ilmrith? Are those the three crones? Probably. Rues and Weaves? Alright, let's take a quick look at and Wispes? Ciri. Yes, definitely more to read up. And as well, we saw that she's even more tied to these crones than we had previously thought. So let's read up on, I guess. Again, no, they're not going to be in the best area. They're going to be in the character screen, I assume. Brues is the big one. Crone known as Brues was the middle of the three demonic sisters in terms of age, but the first in terms of size. Brues was said to be a master concoctor of magical mixtures, and in the more ghastly legends, was said to know over a dozen different recipes for human soup. Fantastic. Oh, this is actually... Imlerith was a member... There is a member of the Wild Hunt, it would seem. Imlerith, a general of the Wild Hunt and a frequent guest in Geralt's nightmares, had been chasing Ciri for quite some time, striving to deliver her to his ruler, Eredin. Okay. This powerful and brutal warrior had fought in countless battles and campaigns for conquest waged by the On-El in other worlds. He prized physical confrontation above all else, seeking out direct, bloody skirmishes where opponents pit their strength, agility, and training against each other in a contest to the death. And something tells me, more often than not, this guy wins. Weaves. Though the youngest of the three crones, Weaves was not one jot less ugly or evil than her older sisters. Fantastic. It was she who wove their magic tapestries of human hair gathered as tribute from the young children of nearby villages during their cutting ceremonies. These tapestries were how the worshippers of the Ladies of the Wood made contact with and paid homage to their deities. And lastly, Wispes. The crones of Velen were not just old, they were literally ancient, having been around since the reign of the first human kings and possibly even since the coming of the elves. Of the three ghastly sisters, the Wispes was the most ancient, or at least so claimed, the Swamp Dwellers' whispered legends. Whispered, for if they spoke too loudly, the crones would hear it, for she demanded tribute in the form of human ears, which she hung from trees and through which she used primeval magic. Using primeval magic, she heard all that happened in the swamp. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. As for Ciri, see if there's anything else we've learned from her. Supposedly, I think there is. It seemed that during Ciri's time in Velen, she got into a quarrel with some sort of witch or witches in the swamps. Geralt learned the truth of Ciri's time in the swamps from the mouths of the hideous crones themselves. Even Ciri, better able to hold her own than most anyone in existence, lucky to escape these powerful beings, alive and intact. Yeah, so maybe that was reason not to try to pick a fight with the crones. They are probably extremely powerful. But, breaking the fourth wall a little bit, I was kind of assuming that based on how we were encountering them this early, that if we were to fight them, they would still not be ridiculously powerful. So, I think, reflecting a little bit on some of our big recent decisions, I stand by our decision to fight the spirit that was possessing the tree. Sounds like we did truly get some useful information out of the Crones that we probably would not have otherwise been able to get about Ciri had we opted to go against them. However, that last decision there where we decided that we wanted to, be mean and be mad at the Crones for trying to eat Ciri, that part seems like it could very well come back to bite us. We'll see just how much of a grudge they hold. I would suspect that they probably hold quite a grudge. So we're probably not going to get off easy after we basically said that we, want to be mortal enemies with them.